everyone who's listening. Welcome to Beyond Limits. And today we'll be discussing Alzheimer's. It's supposed to have Alzheimer's Day, is it?
There's World Alzheimer's
Yeah, World
Month.
Alzheimer's Month.
Yes,
Oh,
that is in September, but the
mhm.
Alzheimer's Association of Trinidad and Tobago is celebrating this year its 26th anniversary of existence. So
Wow,
that is what has brought us in
excellent.
today to discuss.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, ladies, could you please introduce yourselves for the audience, please?
Ab-
Probably we could start from you, come across.
Absolutely, no worries. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Yemi, and I'm the Vice President of the Alzheimer's Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
And good day, everyone. Thank you for being present to listen to us. My name is Paula, and I am the support group coordinator and also avidly follow the data on Alzheimer's.
Okay, ladies, what's the name of your organization?
It's the Alzheimer's Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
Alzheimer's Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
And how long this organization has been in existence?
It was started officially in 2000 on the 16th of June. The person who started it also ran Seroptimus International. Her name is Norma Innes, or was. She passed away at 90 something years old last month. So the association, it really was founded out of a need. There were, I think, a friend of hers or family members who lived with Alzheimer's, and at the time there was not a lot of support. So she took it upon herself with some other really, really wonderful women to start this association to bring awareness to Trinidad and Tobago about Alzheimer's.
Okay, well, now that Alzheimer's is the focus point here this morning, could you all start by telling us what is Alzheimer's, please?
All right. And I will use the caveat that I'm not a medical doctor. I have come to Alzheimer's Association as someone who is a caregiver of someone. My dad, now deceased, lived with Alzheimer's for over a decade, and currently I am responsible for my aunt, my maternal aunt, who lives with mixed dementia. Now, Alzheimer's is the name most people know, but that is one of a number of illnesses associated with memory loss, confusion, behavior change that comes under an umbrella called dementia. So dementia, there are different types, including Lewy body. Parkinson's is a type of dementia. There are about 7 or 8 of them. Alzheimer's is the one that's most prevalent worldwide, based on statistics that I've seen.
All right, you said there's about 7 or 8 of them.
hmm
Well, at least could you give us about 3 or 4 more,
I am
just
going
for us to
to.
have an idea?
Yeah, so in addition to Lewy body, Parkinson's, there is vascular dementia that deals with your system, and I'm going to be very careful here because I'm going on memory. There is frontal-lobal dementia as well, and I know there are at least 1 or 2 other types of dementia.
For the 2 of them.
Yes.
All right, Miss Patricia Mark, right?
Paula.
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 Paula, all right. Sorry about that, my apology. Miss Paula, could you tell us what causes Alzheimer's?
Well, I am not the medical person also. I am more data aligned, but I can answer that. Alzheimer's really is a disease that interferes with the functions in the brain, and it causes progressive impairment of brain function, which could also cause other dementias. And what the outcome is that the individual is severely impaired in terms of living independently and will require care.
Would you agree that based on my little research, you tell me whether you agree or not? As we say, the caveat here that nobody here are medical doctors, but from doing research, it said that medically speaking, it is caused by a buildup of plaque due to some buildup of some kind of protein in the brain. And it causes, one of the things it could cause is a shrinking of the brain eventually. Would you agree with that?
I've seen that information as well. So yes, I've seen that protein buildup on the brain, and I've seen images of a healthy brain compared to a brain of someone living with dementia, and it is smaller. It almost looked like Swiss cheese. You know, it was quite graphic, the image that I saw. So yep.
Now, what are some of the consequences of Alzheimer's?
Living with Alzheimer's, one of the first things that people notice is you forget. You forget, and the forgetfulness includes where you are, who the people are around you. I will give the anecdote. When my father, in the early stages, he ran a business delivering water. And my father would jump in the car, go to a client's office, and come back and say, but nobody was there. Meanwhile, the client calls and says, but we're not seeing Mr. Barrett. So he left the house, didn't remember where he was going, and came back home. So that was the early stages, some of the first signs that something was amiss. So you forget where you are. We have, you talked about consequences. There's an issue that comes up frequently of wandering. People leave their home and you don't know where they are.
Right. This has happened a number of times. I've experienced, in Trinidad, who's this person? Have you seen this man or this woman?
Yeah, because you always seen it on social
Because they went
media.
wandering and that was it. Okay.
Yep, and
Yeah.
what happens, to my understanding, is that because they don't know where they are, they leave to go to somewhere they know.
Yes. Yes.
So one of my neighbors left from Diego Martin and got all the way to Belmont,
okay.
and nobody knows how she managed to do that.
Right.
But you're going to somewhere that you think you know.
Yes.
So that is one of the consequences.
Wow.
I can identify with that because I remember my father, first children mother. She was the first person that I knew at the time who had it, and she used to travel from Woodbrook. She was from Kitchener Street in Woodbrook. I don't Carnage.
Oh, okay.
Like she used to she used to reach down there, and she didn't know how to find a way back.
No.
And she was the first person that I knew of who really suffered with Alzheimer's, and I could understand it's a very distressing and a very sad and hurtful kind of experience. I mean, I experienced it firsthand. And then sometimes too, they want to relieve themselves, and sometimes they will just pull along the underwear, even by the road in front of everybody
because
passing.
they're sort of disoriented. They're not sure exactly where they're in location wise. So I guess that would happen. Yeah.
You see,
Yep.
so I could identify with what you're saying, and apart from that too, in terms of the costs, because I mean they say I guess you'll have to hire private nurses in some cases and that kind of thing. Could you give us some insights, probably Miss Paula, because you haven't said anything for the morning, at least much.
Don't worry, my turn will come. I'm just waiting to lay the data on you.
Oh, so you're the data woman. All right,
Yes,
you're
I
welcome
am.
there.
But before Yemi expatiates or goes into the course, the thing is with Alzheimer's, it's not just about hiring a caregiver, right? It's also about the family of the person who has the Alzheimer's. They may need education, they may need encouragement, they may need empathy, and that too comes with a cost. And if it's not very easy to get a caregiver, I understand that in the Southwestern Peninsula, finding a caregiver to deal with someone who has Alzheimer's and other dementia is not very easy, and they can't understand the statistics why that is happening. And then too, what if the person, they're afraid to get a diagnosis, or they want to keep it secret? That is a cost too. It's not just about the physical cost, as Yemi will explain further. It's also the emotional cost. It's also the mental costs. So it's a lot. As you said, it could be frustrating, but once you know how to navigate those costs, it will make the situation easier to deal with.
Yeah, I'll pick up on what Paula is talking about, because at the association, our mandate is to provide information, education, and support. Those are the three things that we do as an association. There are other bodies in Trinidad that deal with the hiring of caregivers, for instance. That's not something that we have a mandate to do. There are other organizations that look into housing. How do you assess a care home? That is something very serious. You know, what are the standards? So the Ministry of Social Development, I knew they did, I don't know what is happening currently. They had a department whose job it was to go out and assess homes. So if you're looking at a home and you call the Alzheimer's Association, we would not be able to tell you this is a good home or that, because we are not qualified to do so. You need a qualified person. So we will actually refer you to the persons who are qualified, or let you ask the ministry directly about that. In terms of education, that is really, really important.
Yes, it is.
So we have a contract with UE Roytech. That is our educational institute.
Nice.
And twice a year, we provide training courses. I am a student of that training course about 2 or 3 years ago. The next one is coming up on the 11th of July. So this is a wonderful time for anybody listening to learn about the range of diseases. Communication, how do you communicate? Your languaging. For instance, at the association, we say very specifically people living with Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Because when you use the words like people who are suffering,
Yes,
and
yes, the terminology.
it changes the tone of the whole situation.
Correct.
It is difficult, and it is a family issue. It's never an individual issue.
Correct.
So, as Paula mentioned, getting that education is really, really important. Reaching out. And for the support, we have support groups in 4 different areas in Trinidad: Port of Spain, Arima, San Fernando, and Tobago. Each one of those meets once a month. So Port of Spain, first Saturday of the month. Arima, second Saturday of the month. Tobago, first Tuesday in the month.
Okay.
And San Fernando, the last Saturday in the month. We need each other. Often we live in a silo and we think, oh gosh, what to do? I don't understand this. Why they behaving like this? Because behavior change is one of the aspects
I can imagine, yes.
as the disease progresses. But when you meet other people who you realize they also have an understanding of what you're going through, it provides relief, because self-care is really, really, really critical, because that pressure that Paula talked about when you have to deal with someone on a day-to-day basis, and I'll talk about my dad again.
Yes.
My whole life for 2 years revolved around my father and, by extension, my mother, who did not have cognitive decline but was suffering from caregiver burnout.
Right, of course, especially with her age as well,
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. So when we're talking cost, I have not worked for the last 3 years because my focus has been the family.
Yeah.
All right, my father passed away about a year ago.
Okay.
And once he passed, I said, okay, all right, it's time for me to start thinking about working again. But from a national perspective and an international perspective, we're looking at what are we going to do? What are we going to put in place? One, so that people become aware sooner if they are experiencing cognitive decline, because testing is important. Not everything that looks like Alzheimer's is Alzheimer's. I have a neighbor.
Yes.
She was forgetting, fogginess. When they checked, it was kidney failure. Had nothing to do with Alzheimer's.
Really?
Yes.
Kidney failure.
Kidney
That's
failure.
the first time I've heard of that kind of
That
symptom.
symptom, yeah.
Since you're
Exactly.
informative, these kind of
Look at that.
programs could be.
Yeah.
I was actually, wondering, I'm curious, I don't know if you can answer that, but how do they like test for Alzheimer's? What's a test like?
Well, I have some cheat notes here.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I can actually, I did see that question come up. It's important. Our president, Dr. Leanne Conyette Bowen, is a doctor.
All right, all right.
So she actually supplied information on.
Because that would be interesting to know, like, how
It
did they
is.
test? So did they, you know, like plug you
Yeah.
in, and I guess they would check the brain
Not
activity
like
and
that, yeah.
yeah.
Simple functions.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. All right.
Right. So notes have come up. So you had asked earlier about different types of dementia. Alzheimer's, 60 to 80% of dementia is Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Lewy body dementia accounts for 5 to 10% of the cases. Vascular dementia, 5 to 10%. Frontotemporal dementia,
Okay.
right? And others like Parkinson's and Huntington's
Right.
accounts for a percentage. How is dementia diagnosed? If you suspect your family, please seek early medical attention. There are memory clinics, mental health clinics in the regional health authorities, as well as specialists. You can go to a neurologist, a psychiatrist, a gerontologist. How you do it is your general practitioner or local healthcare center can direct you to the nearest clinic, and they have to write you a referral.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And here we get into, at the initial visit, the doctor will take a thorough history, asking about symptoms, duration of symptoms, and how the symptoms affect activities of daily living. They take into consideration past medical history, medication history, family history, and social history. That information will be taken from the person who is believed to be living with dementia, as well as the family member, caretaker, or friend who knows the person well. The person suspected as living with dementia will be examined, and blood and urine tests will be requested to exclude any reversible causes of symptoms. So, mentioning kidney
that's cool.
disease is one, but there are other things that, if you know what it is, you can reverse the cause of the symptoms. You get validated cognitive tests, and the tests assess orientation, your executive function, naming, language, memory, attention, calculation, abstraction, as well as other screening tools, such as for depression or delirium. Those will be used by the specialist. And in some cases, this is a big word, computed tomography, CT or CAT scan. Oh, that's what a CAT scan means.
Yeah.
I never knew that's what it was. I just know CAT scan, right? Or magnetic resonance imaging, or even a PET scan of the brain will be requested.
Right.
So that is how the testing goes.
Okay.
So I can make what she just read live. My dad battled Alzheimer's for 15 years.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
And yes, and his behavior, my father is usually a very quiet person, the best wears washer in the whole world.
Okay, next to me.
And
As a man, as a man.
Yeah.
Let's see if a man
and
that can say
we
that.
just noticed that he started getting aggressive. So we decided we need to do something. So I told my mom, I'm going to take him to a gerontologist. And she said, why are you fussing for? I said, no, let's take him. And just what she read there, that is exactly what happened.
Okay.
I like the fact that the tests were not some difficult something. I remember she asked him, Mr. Mark, where do you live? He said, by a big tree with plenty chennets.
Okay.
And I said, oh my word, he does have Alzheimer's.
Okay.
And she said, this how you reach here this morning? He say, my daughter bring me. I said, oh yes.
Okay.
he does have
Okay. So some
yes,
recollection
and
here. and
he was an engineering technician, boiler inspector, very good at math.
there. Wow.
And she say, okay, draw a clock for me.
Yes.
Drew a circle. I said, phew. And she say, put in the numbers of the clock. And my father, boy, some of the numbers were lying down,
Yeah.
jumbled up.
Oh no.
And yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to
Right,
take a little break for
yeah.
the news.
For the news, yeah.
To 2:00, and we shall continue with this very interesting discussion, the topic on Alzheimer's, and maybe we can take some calls as well. All right, so we open the phone lines when we come right back at 622-4911 and 394-4911 to talk with you right here inside Beyond Limits.
This is TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
We have your news updates.
The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11. The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11. The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11. The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11. The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11. The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11. The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11. The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11.
It's Schumer.
We have Paula and Yemi.
Am I right?
Paula and Yemi.
Do it right. Take a breath and then try it again. You remember?
Yummy.
Yemi.
Yummy.
Yemi.
Yes, that's it.
Yemi and Paula.
Yummy.
Ishu Yemi.
Oh, wait a minute. It's Yemi
beautiful
is
name of
short
people.
for Ishu
Yemi is a
Yemi.
short form, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And she said it's Yoruba.
it is.
Yeah, it's
That's a
Yoruba
beautiful name.
Thank you very
Beautiful
much.
name, beautiful name.
Yeah.
And it also tells you a lot about the woman too, because
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
it lets you know that she's a very conscious woman, and in terms of philosophy and all of that.
Yes.
When you hear people these kind of name, we have to respect it. And also people we have Miss remind me,
Paula.
Paula,
Paula and Paula what?
Mark, very short.
Paula
And
Mark.
This is
sweet.
Paula Rachel Mark. She is
Paula
our
Rachel Mark.
data lady.
I just wanted to make sure, because now I don't really like to say the wrong name or pronounce, because people names are very important.
Yeah, that has gotten you in trouble before. Hasn't it?
People names are very important. I mean, I one thing I was taught by Edison Carr
Yes.
many years ago. Edison didn't used to make joke of that. He used to say Roland or anybody, people names are very important. So always make sure that you have their names correctly. So as we continue, people, now I know you said that you're the woman when it comes to data. So could you give us some kind of data as to what the percentage of people suffer with Alzheimer's in Trinidad and Tobago, locally, probably regionally, internationally, that kind of thing?
Right. So right off the bat, 60% of older persons in Trinidad and Tobago are affected by Alzheimer's and other dementia. But let's take a step back and bring the numbers home. So I will say it in another way. In 2019, 1 in every 134 persons were affected, which translates into 3 in 12 older adults, and 1 out of those 3 either had a late diagnosis or were undiagnosed. By 2050, the data research shows that 1 in every 45 persons nationwide will be affected by dementia, which means that will be 10 in 12 older adults, and 3 out of those 10 will go undiagnosed or have a late diagnosis. On a global scale, the statistics tell us that 5 to 9% of dementia cases are early onset. This means that dementia symptoms often start 15 to 20 years before diagnosis. Locally, in our sphere, in 2019, 6 to 7,000 cases were persons over 60, and 4 to 5,000 persons under 60 had dementia or started presenting with the dementia symptoms. And this corroborates the research that dementia is not a normal part of aging. Forgetting your glasses on top of your head, putting your khakis here and saying, but it was there and it's here. That's normal aging. But dementia is not, because it is about the brain, that progressive impairment. My dad forgot how to read. You give him an article and he say, Daddy, what I see? And he take the picture and he said the man was going down the road and this happened and that happened. You forgot how to read. Right? So that is what we are faced with. And dementia is now classed as an NCD, a non-communicable disease, just like hypertension and heart disease. And the number one risk factor for Alzheimer's and other dementia at this point, according to the data, is physical inactivity. It is the 7th leading cause of death worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. And in the Caribbean, it is the 10th top cause of death. So why is this important? It's not to ring the bell of doom and gloom, but remember this. The numbers are there to make us aware so that we can prepare. Right? From a study done by the University of the West Indies and Global Burden Disease, states that the Caribbean has an aging population. Imagine that. We in the Caribbean, we living longer. So that is why dementia is now important for us. And the nuance is really in the numbers. So we learned that one layer is that we living longer. The next layer is that women outlive men. Right?
You seem to have taken great pleasure with that one, Paula.
I'm telling you.
I was going to leave that for last, but it was so, I just couldn't resist. Yeah. So women outlive men. So that is introducing another layer where the numbers among the women are rising, unfortunately.
Right. Well, that's another thing.
So the nuance is in the numbers. And there are other layers, like for instance, the statisticians, and the researchers are calling it a global burden. Because as Yemi explained, it's not just about the person who has the dementia or the Alzheimer's disease or another kind of dementia or mixed dementia. It's about the family with the person. They are affected. The caregiver is affected. The caregiver's family is affected. Depending on the time you take to get the diagnosis or the time you take to get the education, it is going to affect how much effort, how much cost, what you need to do so that you could provide a comfortable space for the person who has the dementia.
Right.
So remember, the numbers are there to make us aware so that we can prepare. What we're preparing for? We are going to educate ourselves. Why are we educating ourselves? Because the data is showing that the numbers are creeping from 1 in 134 to 1 in 45. May seem small, but really and truly, that's like a community. So you're saying 10,000 persons have dementia in 2019, 2050 it's going to be 30,000 persons. That's a community of persons. So it means that we need to be self-aware. We love to go to University of TikTok and YouTube. We could use that and educate ourselves so that we could be aware. Don't wait for it to hit home. In Trinidad, we like to wait until a relative have it. And then you say, oh, or somebody close to us have it. We could be aware. And in fact, that is what the every year Alzheimer's Disease International has it's like a mantra, but or a theme. Thank you. Right? And that theme is about getting an early diagnosis, getting to know early so that you can do something early. Because you could live with it, right? But you must know about it early. Early bird catches the worm.
Quite right. And at the conference this year, the Alzheimer's Disease Conference, Trinidad and Tobago had representation. 2 of our members were able to attend. The purpose was to gather the most current information, and we are now able to present that and share that with the national community. So very soon, coming out of the Alzheimer's Association, we will be releasing up-to-date new information that follows the theme for this year's World Alzheimer's Month, this September. World Alzheimer's Day is the 21st of September, and for the last couple of years, there are always activities during that month to raise awareness on that. And I'll share one of the new things that I learned. Check hearing loss.
Hearing loss.
Hearing loss. This
Okay.
is why I'm so fascinated by the information that's coming out. Why check hearing loss? Because when you have difficulty hearing, you're stressing out your brain to figure out what is being said, what is going on.
Makes sense, yeah.
There are a number of people who withdraw because rather than go and get a hearing aid, they want to sit down home because they don't want nobody to know that they can't hear. And that increases isolation.
Yes.
And isolation is one of those situations that contributes to the development of dementia when
Okay.
you're not interacting with people and you're not socializing.
So when you stress yourself out.
That's right.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of new
No,
knowledge.
that stands to reason,
Exactly,
but you know,
A
it's
lot of new
something to
knowledge coming out.
exactly. And
be aware of.
Exactly. And I mean, I was fascinated. I was reading the report. The 2 people who attended would have been the PRO, Patty Humphrey, and our ex officio president, Michelle Saunders Clavery, yes. And they presented reports to the association, and I started reviewing it. I'm like, okay, we need to tell people this.
Yeah.
We need to tell people because something that there are 14 preventable things. Checking hearing loss is one of them. And in the next 2 weeks, I'll have all 14 memorized. But
Great.
that was one that really stood out as you never think that is something that would play a part, right? Because
right
we know
about
the
that.
big ones about exercise,
Yes.
as well as your dietary intake. What you feed your body impacts
Correct.
the quality of your brain.
Yes, it does.
So you gotta move, you gotta eat right.
Get your sleep.
That is so
Yeah.
important.
I've learned to value sleep, a lot more than I used to in the past.
Yes. Yep.
Well, now that you mention and now that you're talking about that, I mean, that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you now. Because in terms of like diet, that is one of the common thing people will want to know. If there is some kind of diet that one must follow that probably will, stave off that or probably improve somebody with Alzheimer's situation. Could you comment on that, please?
I will comment. I haven't seen and I can't claim that there is a diet that's going to work because people have different dietary needs depending on your medical situation. There are some common things that apply. Fruit is good for the human body, particularly the fruits that grow where you live,
Yes.
where you born and grow.
Correct.
Right? Those fruits.
Local fruits.
Local fruits, local people. Ground provision. It grows in the ground. You, from this climate, your body will benefit from this more than you will something that comes from a temperate climate.
Exactly.
The temperate climate for temperate bodies. All right? So, fruit, that, vegetables. The things that they tell in children, oh God, I don't, you need vegetables.
Get your leafy greens.
Exactly. Your body needs it. There are minerals in these foods
Yes.
that complement the minerals in the human body. So that is what you want to look at consuming generally. And that applies, I notice, for a lot of the non-communicable diseases. A lot of the lifestyle diseases are linked to fix your nutrition, move your body. And for Alzheimer's, you need to exercise your brain.
Right.
Right? Because the brain, and let's hope I get this right, the neurons that grow in your brain, when you use your brain for new activity, new synapses
Yes.
grow.
Nice.
When you sit down and you're just watching TV all day, you're not giving your brain a challenge because you're absorbing. It doesn't allow you to figure out, okay, if I have to build a 3-dimensional puzzle, which is something my mother did this weekend.
Okay.
And when I went to her house and I saw what she was doing, I'm like, good for you, sister. Because it's so intricate. And she's explaining to me, you have to punch the holes. Right? And if you see a hole somewhere, you know a piece has to go in here. And if you see this side has nothing, you know it's a top piece. So that gets your
Right,
brain.
right.
I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
but
that
but
makes a lot
she
of sense.
did it.
Yeah,
she
the
did
challenge
it.
is learning new things.
Exactly.
So I think I'm on the right path here, Roland and ladies, because I always try to challenge myself,
Very good.
and then
Excellent.
if I'm not challenging myself, my 6-year-old is challenging me as well, so
Yes.
I'm constantly, I guess, putting my brain to work.
Yes.
Neurobics for the brain.
Yeah, neurobics.
And we can't say neurobics for the brain and not mention our fundraising bingo
Right?
is happening on the 25th of July this
Okay.
year at
All
Fatima
right.
College.
Oh,
That
nice.
was, I heard, a lot of fun last year. I wasn't able to go, but I'm looking forward to experiencing it. But definitely, that is
Awesome.
something that we can look forward to.
Yeah,
We
just
have a
hope-
couple of calls coming in
Of
here.
course.
All
take
right.
it back.
Let's take this first. Oops, let's try that again. Good afternoon. Okay, well, we had 2 calls coming in. We still do have calls, and maybe we have questions from the public. Hello, you're live. Good afternoon.
Hi, Chris.
Yes, go right ahead, sir.
Could you look up but before you say you feel happy during Sunday?
Okay, I think caller, I think you're calling the wrong station. Or it's just totally off topic. He seems quite passionate about what he had to say, but I think he's mixing up the stations here. 622-4911 is Talk City, and we're chatting about Alzheimer's today inside Beyond Limits.
Yes, well, I know you were talking about, and what continues to bewilder me as far as the same thing that you were talking about in terms of the keeping the mind active and that kind of thing. I have known probably about 3 or 4 people who got Alzheimer's, and I wasn't really expecting them to get people like them to get Alzheimer's. One that we know,
Right.
a popular radio announcer, a veteran announcer for many
Yes.
years.
Yes.
Before he died, right, which would be Ellison. Before he died,
Yeah.
he had Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first heard this, he's the
You
person-
never expect that,
Of
from
course,
someone
I was very, very
so skilled and
taken aback because
eloquent, yeah.
because his job for many years, and plus you're training announcer, they train many
Yes.
of us inside here. To say his mind was all active. And if anybody have ever been to by Ellison, his place is full with books. Okay, he was a teacher and all of that too. He used to teach in Maneuver College, probably even before he started broadcasting.
Okay.
And then, disc jockeying and all these kind of things. And then the other person I know, she was like my mother.
Yes.
In every other aspect, apart from giving birth to me, very beautiful woman. And I remember one of the things I think I was relating to you is when I called her at the end, I said, Mommy, because she used to always tell everybody I was her mother. She was the junior matron in the hospital. And, well, we met due to that. When I was in first med, she was the head of the rehab center.
Okay.
And she'd always tell her, she'd have liked me, and she'd just tell everybody, I'm my son, meet my son, meet my son. And everybody genuinely used to feel over the years that I was her real son.
Yes.
You see? So I always call her Mommy. And one day I called her and I said, well, Mommy, this is Roland. I said, well, who Roland?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah, that must have been very upsetting.
I said, Mommy, this is Roland. Roland in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Roland who live in so and
As
so.
you can remember.
And then, I don't know Roland. Roland. Only one Roland I know, that Roland in the church.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
boy. Yeah.
You used to go to church? Not you. Okay, it's not you. Wow.
I'm not a church going person.
Oh, my gosh.
But I believe in God. I shall believe
Yeah,
in
well,
God.
of course. I was just getting there.
And
but, yeah.
the reason why I bring it because she was a junior matron.
Yeah.
And her mind always going. And the other person that comes to mind too is, if you all remember,
Yes.
Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Reagan, first time it came to public knowledge. Remember he had a case with Oliver
Oh,
North?
he's the president that had Alzheimer's. Was Reagan? Okay. Okay.
And if you remember, it came to people, the public attention, when he had a case with Oliver North,
Yes.
the Iran-Contra
I
affair.
remember that.
And they said when they asked him in the
Yeah.
court, about 150 times, he couldn't really remember, recall anything.
Oh, sure.
At least 150
It was-
times.
it was
and that is
manifesting.
what brought people with, you could forget something
Yeah,
that you're supposed to
yeah.
150 times. And then when people really check it out,
Yeah.
because he was suffering from Alzheimer's too.
Let's take another call.
Of
yeah.
course, man.
Good
Let's
point.
go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
And ladies.
And
Oh,
ladies.
yes, I can't forget the ladies.
Thank you.
I don't have Alzheimer's, so I can't forget the ladies.
This is our good friend Bawani.
Of course.
Roland must have a little thing. He can't remember the lady's name. Well, I better check him. Right. Very interesting topic. I experienced Alzheimer's in my own family. My mother had Alzheimer's. But you got me curious when you said lack of inactivity. Were you talking about inactivity with the
a
brain
lack of
or
activity.
inactivity with your entire body?
There's a connection that has been found between inactivity and brain function. So there's particularly a neurologist out of Australia, I can't recall her name, but she has done extensive studies on the connection between physical movement and brain function and development. So that is where that information would have come from.
Now,
Yes.
the reason I ask that is because my mother was a very active lady. From the garden to the market to running she house. You understand?
Yes.
So that is why I had, when he said that,
Yes.
I got a little concerned. Now, the figures that you raised, in Trinidad, we suffer from statistics, 4 statistics, generally. Two things. If you say 1 in 45 in 2050, it is frightening. Because if you compare 134 to 45, that is almost 2.5 times of what it was then and what it will be there in 2050. You understand? And I think it needs to be some serious education because our children, and I say it in open commas, our children do not appreciate because we take them down that road to value the foreign stuff rather than to value the body and the function and the bygone. You understand? Because we say, well, look, this is good for you, that is, and we just lazy to go and buy it and clean it or plant it and clean it. You understand? So all of these things add up
Yes.
to making the situation as bad as it is. In terms of prevention, now I hope in the next 2 weeks the goodly lady there will remember all 14. Otherwise, she might have to go for Alzheimer's test too.
I'll work on it.
yeah. But very interesting topic and loss of hearing. I will agree. It is a significant part because when you say A, I interpret it to mean C. You know.
I hear you.
But I could tell you one thing. VI people, visually impaired people, most of us have fantastic memories.
Ah, excellent.
And
Excellent.
you see this problem where you're not using your mind to solve things because of technology,
So
which
true.
I even add 2 and 2.
Very true.
Yep.
You understand? So we need to marry between the mental faculties and the technology faculties.
Yes.
You understand? So I hope all could get our message as first to the powers that be, because everything is AI concentrated now, and you could tell AI what you want to tell him, and he will produce the result for you.
Yes.
Whereas simple things you cannot solve for yourself. As I say, common sense was made before book sense. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Bhavani.
Thank you very much, Bhavani. That has been a very good contribution you made there, Bhavani. Miss
Yemi. Yemi, yes.
I'll have to keep asking it for
No worries.
It's so like that roti you like to eat. It's yummy.
Yummy.
No, Miss Yemi. One thing I want to make, I just want to tell the population, and I keep telling them that all the time, that based on what you all have been saying, that Alzheimer's, just like many other things, and I keep telling them that every day here, is that it cuts across race, it cuts across all professions, social barriers, whatever the case may be. And I keep telling people, you never know today or tomorrow where you will end up.
Correct.
Right? So it doesn't matter how rich you feel that you are, or how sexy you are, or how good looking that you are. Because trust me, that same woman I used to call mommy, she's a very beautiful, sexy looking woman. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's all whatever, and I keep telling people that, and I tell them again. Just remember, whatever you refuse to support now. So you might feel that you don't have Alzheimer's, or your father or your mother don't have Alzheimer's, so you do business and you don't care. But just remember, if and when they do, or some close friend, some close co-worker or something, then whatever environment that you encounter then, just remember that you contributed to that.
Great
Yeah,
point.
well
Great
said,
point.
well said.
Yeah, I always keep telling them that. Because see, people always feel because they don't have it, they don't care, they do business, because it doesn't really concern them. You see?
Yep.
But down the road, when it does happen to you or whoever, I just want to keep reminding people that you contributed to that. Whatever situation that your friend or your mother, whoever end up with. Now, ladies, in terms of therapy, can therapy help? If it can, whether it can or not, what kind of therapies are available, and is there any, in terms of location, is there any place that people could go to get
I
therapy?
would love it if Dr. Conyett were here to answer that question, because not being a medical person, I don't know, for instance, the scope of the question. I'm not sure what type of therapy we're referring to. So I'll have to defer that question. But what I will do, I promise you, is I will go and find out and then share that information so that you all can pass that along to listeners.
Awesome.
I can
Right?
share a
That'd be great,
brief anecdote. So I took my dad to see a physician, and he recommended that we play music for him. My father loved pan music. He used to arrange pan music. So we did that. We played old-time calypsos and some of the songs that he liked. I can't remember, like 12 Bar June and
Yeah, 12 Bar June.
jazz, and
Yeah.
he would sing. He couldn't remember where he was living,
Right.
but he used to
I like
sing.
that.
Yeah.
Music.
Yep.
And that
Healing.
really
Yep.
it impressed me.
No, but I can confirm that with what you were saying, because I remember on social media, I remember seeing a video in a foreign country, and they were using music for people like Alzheimer's and that kind of thing. You know, dance, little dance, among the age of the group,
Yeah.
and they play the music for them,
Yeah.
and the dance and the coordination and movements and that kind of thing to help them, with their Alzheimer's situation. Now, in terms of the success of your organization, do you all want to mention any successes? Because I'm sure you all will want people to know, in terms of events and that kind of thing.
Yep. Success. Let's see, where do we begin? Attending the Alzheimer's Disease International Conference was a big deal because we also had a poster presentation at the conference. So it means we were able to share from Trinidad and Tobago one of the projects that Michelle particularly was focusing on, and that had to do with education. She's an educator. So we were able to participate and we were able to bring back that information that we can share. We have had an increase in the number of members over the last year because we have been out there a lot more. We go to businesses, we attend health fairs, we share information with the general public. People can write to the Alzheimer's Association. It's ALZ, A-L-Z, Trinbago, Trinbago, @gmail.com. We have a contact number, and I'll mention one of our failings before I continue. People call us all the time and they can't reach anybody. That is a song that has been sung constantly since COVID. It is not a wrong song, but what we have done to change that is we now have a dedicated person answering the phone Tuesdays to Fridays between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
All right.
And if you can't reach the person on the phone number, you can send a WhatsApp message.
Nice.
Because that was the biggest failing for the association for a long time.
Yes.
Right? So I will...
And that's the number one rule in customer service.
Oh, you answer the
That's right,
phone.
answer your
So
phone.
I will share the number. It is 345-6549.
Nice.
Right? So call the number. If it's outside of the answering time, leave a message, or better yet, send a WhatsApp message.
Could you repeat it again?
Absolutely. 345-6549 for the Alzheimer's Association.
Great.
And those of you who have the office number now forwards to the cell phone. So we will always
awesome.
have someone.
Nice.
Because
Well connected.
yes, our office hours from July, we will have someone in office on a Tuesday and a Thursday, barring unforeseen circumstances, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Okay.
So we always ask people, come and volunteer. There's a lot of work that can be done, a lot of support that we need. We don't have office staff, but we need assistance to get the message out when we have events, right? We have our bingo coming up. We are inviting people to donate prizes. Bingo is fun. It's a good time to learn. So if you run a business, or even if you have a personal concern and you want to support, get in touch with us. We're looking for prizes.
Okay.
Right? And if you want to get your education in, remember the date, July the 11th. You can check us on social media. We're on Instagram. We are on Facebook. So we have the information there. You can also check UE Roytech. That course, at the end of it, you receive a certificate. So that is a paid course. It's $500. And it gives you a lot of information, valuable information about dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's.
And
Yes.
briefly, I want to add two more successes. The first one is that the World Health Organization has invited Trinidad and Tobago to be part of a task force to look at statistics from around the world.
Oh, that's
to,
very
yes, to
pretty
have a
awesome.
say so that we could get a bigger, sorry, not a bigger, but a truer picture of what the situation is in the Caribbean.
Okay.
And the president, Dr. Leanne Corniet, is also working along with policy planning, making sure that we have a policy in place so that education and other resources will be readily available, so you know where to go, what you can do if you want to get a particular type of information or resource to make the situation more comfortable and enduring.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
So, all right, everyone. We're now about to wrap up this program here. We're just about the time to end the program. Any last words, ladies, before we leave?
I would encourage everyone to be compassionate when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia, right? We are people living with, and showing love, speaking kindly goes a long, long way. And as you mentioned, what I meet here, I pass here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right? So
Old
how
people-
you treat
old people used to always say that.
treat somebody today.
What don't miss you, don't pass you.
There
Yeah,
we go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right? And remember, the numbers are there.
What's the number again? They call it again. For
No, she's
people
referring to statistics.
Yeah, yeah.
Statistics, right? The
I'll talk
number,
about the phone numbers. Actually, I thought that,
not the phone number.
All
The
right,
numbers,
you
the numbers are there to make us aware so that we can
Prepare. And that's how we care.
Yay.
Good addition.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you very much, ladies, for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, Alex, for, as always,
You're
being
welcome.
a nice co-host. All right, and people, you do have a beautiful afternoon. This is Roland saying, I'm out.
All
Have a
right.
beautiful afternoon.
Wonderful. Thanks again, everyone. And have yourselves a wonderful and safe afternoon. All right. So we have Under the Radar coming up at 3 p.m. Let's take a break and stay tuned for more. It's Talk.
Tune in to the Holy Trinity Cathedral program.